If you weren't aware, Britain is full and bursting at the seams. Despite dropping 20% on the year before, net migration clocked in at 730,000 in the year to June, after a record 900,000 in 2023. That's a city the size of Birmingham and more in just 2 years. Keir Starmer took the Tories to task over the grim figures.
Previous government were running an open borders experiment. As the ONS sets out, nearly 1 million people came to Britain in the year ending June 2023. That is 4 times the migration levels compared with 2019.
Absolutely crazy figures. And he's right, of course, but I don't think for a second that Labour will be any different. It was, of course, Tony Blair who opened the floodgates to uncontrolled mass migration in the 90s. And the truth is, I don't think anyone in power gives a damn about the problem. I think they rather enjoy the cheap labour, the erosion of culture and a divided society. That's why, I assume, the PM refused to put a cap on migration today.
We had a supposed cap in place for the best part of a decade, and it didn't have any meaningful impact on reducing immigration. So I don't think setting an arbitrary cap, which is what previous governments have done, is the way forward. But do I want it significantly to reduce? Yes, I do, and that's what our plan will achieve.
OK, so what about the Tories? We heard similar pledges from them over the decades, but we can all see how that's ended. Kemi Badenoch said all the right things in her big Tory leadership speech.
We need to talk about immigration. We need a new approach. The system is broken. We can't go on like this. We got it wrong, and we are going to learn. The Conservatives are going to develop a detailed plan for immigration to put before you at the next election, not the policies of Labour, which are going to fail.
The system is indeed broken, but we've heard it all before. Reform UK didn't wait to pounce after the release of the new migration figures today. Cue Nigel Farage.
Immigration figures, which are horrendous. Horrendous if you want to get a GP appointment. Horrendous if you want to travel around Britain's motorways. Horrendous if you want your kids or grandkids to ever get a foot onto the housing ladder. Horrendous in terms of producing very disjointed societies and communities. And the message is pretty clear. 750,000 in the last year. And don't believe the lies and spin that it's a 20% reduction from the year before. It isn't. The year before's figures have been raised now in 2 instalments by 230,000.
And Reform took a victory lap after announcing former Tory Minister Dame Andrea Jenkyns as a new recruit to the party. She'll be the Reform candidate for Mayor of Greater Lincolnshire in May next year.
Today I've joined the party of the brave. Our once great country is at a crisis point. Labour's record speaks volumes already, you must agree. They have compromised our British territories, fleeced our farmers, and they're punishing our pensioners. In the past 5 months, as we've seen, our British people have been locked up for expressing their opinions, while real criminals are being released early onto our streets. This is not the Britain that we deserve.
So there we have it. Lots of talk, lots of promises, but Britain continues to bulge under the weight of its open borders. Can anyone be trusted to slam the door shut?